So I know you've probably felt that pressure whereby you're thinking, wait, can AI do my job now? Because in 2026, AI can generate screens, write code, draft UX, and even ships prototype very, very fast. In fact, Figma has a prompt to app area in Figma called Figma Make, whereby you can prompt and it builds an entire app for you. So here's the truth. You don't really get replaced by AI because it is smarter. You get replaced by AI when your work becomes too easy to copy. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how designers and engineers can stay unreplaceable in AI from 2026 and going upward if you stick to these frameworks that I'm going to tell you. I'll let you know how to use AI without losing your core skills, and also how to build a workflow that makes you faster and sharper. The exact areas that you should also double down on so that you're not the person that AI replaces, but you're the one that tells AI what to do. And at the end of this video, if you found any value in it, all we ask in return is for you to just like and subscribe. That will keep us going, keep this channel going, and we can bring more valuable videos like this to you. All right, so the first thing you need to understand is the new job role that you play in. You're not a maker anymore. You're now more of a decider. And that's because AI can generate options, but it can't reliably decide which is best for your users, your business, and your constraints, especially those edge cases. So in 2026, your value starts shifting more into a judgment and taste kind of relationship, as opposed to just a maker, if that makes any sense to you. AI can propose up to 10 or 15 different UI directions, but at the end of the day, you'll be the one to decide which of them matches the user's mental model, which of them aligns with the design system, and which should your engineers actually ship. So doing all of this in this particular first space would definitely set you ahead and protect that your job security that everyone is shaking about right now. But for engineers, especially in coding, with the rise of vibe coding without understanding can create a lot of unstable systems later in the future. The times of that indie designer or indie engineer whereby you just go up and vibe code is not really where everyone is shifting to in 2026. So the goal is not to use AI for everything. The goal is to use AI to move faster while your brain stays in that quality bar region for you to make those decisions. Using AI to do things like your boilerplate, get quick templates, but then your core architecture should not be what you'll be handing off to AI. And this is where we'll keep you relevant in your job, knowing that you can still really think and brainstorm with those AI to keep your core architecture in place. The second part is the unreplaceable skill stack and what it means to master it in 2026. So if you want to be safe in 2026, you need to build these 5 skills and hold them to you and use them like a weapon, literally. The first one is problem framing. This is the skill AI can't fake. So before the pixels or code, you need to define what the real problem is. You need to break it down for who, for what. And obviously you're using AI alongside to brainstorm this, but you're the one making and giving those prompts and decisions. So AI is only as good as the brief. So if you're the person who writes those briefs and make the AI output brilliant, you're already ahead of the curve. The second part in the 5 skill is taste and critique. AI can generate a lot of UI, but AI doesn't really have taste and can't really overly critique. This is where you come in. This is where also senior designers still win. Being able to define taste and critique systems, determining what goes in, will keep you ahead and secure your job in this heavily contested marketplace. The top part of the 5 stack is your system thinking, and this for design and code. Now, literally the feature belongs to those who can think in system, component, token, states, variants, data flow, and different edge cases. AI can generate a component, but you're the one who decides what props matter best to you, what state should be your default, and what state should be tokenized. Also, if you don't do all of this, your system is going to break at scale. The fourth one is the communication and influence. The designer or engineer who wins is the one who can align product design, engineering, and tie it up to stakeholders. AI can draft all those messages, but the AI cannot build trust across teams, especially now with a lot of the teams coming back to the office. Being able to clearly communicate and build trust will have you in a high level of esteem from the rest of the people you're competing with. The fifth is your accountability. In real companies, when something breaks, AI doesn't take the meeting. You're the one getting that meeting. When your clients are calling, you're the one getting that meeting. So being able to take accountability, making sure that your AI is not just spitting out jargons, is also going to keep you ahead of the curve. All right, that's what the 5 stack. Now for the third specific area is the AI advantage workflow. And this is like the designer and engineer collaboration. Here's a workflow that makes you faster without making you dependent. So some of the first step will go into things like your research first, but verify smarter. You can use ChatGPT or Gemini to summarize market patterns and also generate user interview questions, compare UX patterns, and draft test plans. Coupling that with how to use things like Figma Make, how to use mobbing, check for interaction. Tying all of this together is a sure way not to get replaced by AI. If you have an idea of what each AI particular tool does really well, this will keep you ahead of the curve, allowing you to understand the weaknesses in all of these AIs and how to stay ahead of it. Now for the fourth step, which would be build with coding agents, but keep it under control. Now take tools like Cursor, Copilot. They can now work like agents. Cursor can go and start one project. GitHub Docs also has agents embedded in them. Copilot is in your VS Code. You can use all of this for scaffolding component, refactoring, writing tests, generating documentation. But there is this simple rule you need to give yourself. Though the AI writes, you need to review on your own, because even leaders in the coding agent space warn that blind trust becomes a long-term failure point, and the time of which you can blame AIs for bad coding would definitely get your job taken, because you're meant to be reviewing all of this. If you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to subscribe. I'm pushing to hit 5k subs, and if I do, I'm going to drop a practical designer plus engineer workflow like this more often every week to help you improve your designing and engineering skills. So if this video has helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. The fourth one is how not to be overwhelmed by AI tools. Now this is a simple mental model. Most people, they panic because they try to learn every tool, but this is an absolute trap. Instead of trying to learn every other tool, try and organize AI into 3 different roles. Now the first roles can be AI as an intern, someone that creates fast drafts for you, generate options for you to decide, brainstorm, and gives you that initial first draft. Now the second part would be the AI as a specialist. Now this will give you the technical boost, design edge cases, test generations, accessibility checks, and code refactors. And the third role can be AI as a simulator. Now use this to quickly test, check for bugs, critique as possible as you can, and challenge your design decisions to help you find usability risks, and also kind of work as your own personal unpaid PM, right? And this will help you determine what might break in production and keep you on the driver's seat. It will also protect you from some of the biggest risks in 2026. And thinking of how AI works now, you will be doing the real work while your own skills gradually grows and becomes better. The fifth and the final one is having a portfolio that survives in 2026. Now if your portfolio is just pretty screens, AI will out generate you. So your portfolio must show what AI cannot necessarily do. You need to include the problem framing, constraints, trade-off, and how you handled edge cases. This will also include the design logic behind the system you ship, your outcome and learning, how you collaborated with engineers. In 2026, the most impressive thing is not I made a UI, it's more like I shipped a system that scales across different boards. So no, AI is not here to replace designers and engineers. It's here to replace those who only exclude it, and also to promote those who can think and take advantage of all of the good parts AI has. Now, you need to use AI to move faster, build and protect your fundamental judgment systems, communications, and accountability. So doing all of this will ensure that you don't get replaced by AI in 2026. And if this video brought you any value, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.